his head, and there he goes. Abyss gonna clean him up.
Olaf goes down. Everyone's just going to line up here for Lazzy. He's going to find himself the Quadra. Give it to him. It's a kill.
Priestley with the quad feed.
Gets the ace. Available, just spin to win all over.
That game was insane.
Hello and welcome everybody to tonight's broadcast of the FACEIT CSGO Contenders League. My name is Eddie, joined alongside Deprive, and we are both very excited to broadcast tonight's match for you all as the Saints go head-to-head in best-of-3 action against the University of Central Florida. Now, Deprive, we were talking back, I guess, behind the camera a little bit about these two teams and how they've performed so far moving into this second losers bracket second round. Excuse me. Can you talk to me a little bit about, the significance of this match, both of these teams?
Yeah, so both teams, did a fairly average regular season throughout this FACEIT Contenders League, right? And, both teams actually ended up in playoffs. So, you do actually see it, University of Central Florida. They got sent to losers bracket by the number one ranked team, the underfaded team, which is RIT White. So, I mean, you can't count University of Central Florida a bad team by any means just because they're in lower round two. You play the number one team, it's a tough time to play them, and that's how they resulted to end up in here now. But ultimately, yeah, regular season, both teams finished 5-5. However, University of Central Florida did have a higher buckle score, just due to facing more difficult opponents and, having the same record as the Saints. So that will put them at a little bit of a slight advantage here as we get things underway. But bottom line, we will be seeing Inferno, Overpass, and Mirage. 3 very, very typical maps. You guys see quite the regular if you watch CS, as much as we do or something like that. But, Inferno, Overpass, and Mirage, all going to be very good maps that all the Saints are fairly well-rounded on. I would say Inferno as map number 1 for the Saints has got to be something that looks good for them because Inferno has been a map that they're so used to playing and that they have so much experience on, whether it be scrims or actual in-game experience. But overall, yeah, Inferno, like we have it pulled up here on the screen, very important for this one. And, if you are on that T side, that being the left side of this map, you're going to want to make sure you can take banana control, which is going to be on that little connector towards the site near Fountain. And then if you want to see the defender side of things, you're typically going to see 2 players go on B to try to defend that B push. And then 3 players go to A as it is a much bigger site with more openings. So overall, bottom line, that's going to be that on Inferno. And overall, I mean, it's going to be a good one. It is going to be a good one indeed. Like we were saying, 5-5, both teams, very even regular seasons. And Zeddy, do you have any predictions for this one tonight?
Obviously, I want to see the Saints take this 2-0. It's biased, sure, but that's obviously the ideal outcome for anytime we come on stream. Is we want to see our team perform to the best that they can. It is important to note, obviously, that this is a best of 3, so we may not actually end up going to Mirage if one of these teams can actually take that 2-0 early on. So it really comes down to how they execute on those first 2 maps. And as you said, the Saints are pretty confident on Inferno. Can you talk to me a little bit about how the Saints play on Overpass? What do they want to be thinking about as they play on that map?
So Overpass is my most concerned map for the Saints. I believe that if they can win their Inferno, that they will, probably end up on map 3. If they lose Inferno, I just see the Saints losing 2-0. And that's my mind on things right now, right? Inferno is a must-win for the Saints just by my kind of way of looking at things right now. Overpass isn't as strong for the Saints at all. So to see Inferno, if we can catch that win there, and at least at a bottom line, even if we do lose the next map, we will still be able to force that map 3 and play that decider. But yeah, like we were talking about, right? Like Inferno, very big map there for the Saints. Overpass is going to be difficult. It's one of their more maps where they struggle on a little bit more than the others. And if they do make it to Mirage, though, I believe that they can take it. If they can get it to the map 3, as long as they don't get 2-0'd, I do believe they can take this series. And like we were talking about, right? All comes down to the Inferno. If they can win that Inferno, I think they'll be able to make it to Mirage, and then they can win that Mirage. And, that's why I'm talking about the Overpass being the scariest of all the maps because that one is the one where I'd say, the Saints don't look as strong on.
But what do you think makes the Saints struggle on Overpass? Like, obviously, we've watched a couple of their games. You and I have casted a couple of their games as well. And those games have always looked tough. But what is it, in particular, do you think is kind of lending that struggle or lending itself to that struggle?
I mean, it could be experience. I mean, it could be just some maps just aren't fit for people right at the bottom line. So to see if all the Saints actually can't maybe they're able to do more teamwork on Inferno, their communication's better, but Overpass, it struggles a little bit just because Overpass is a different map and people like playing different positions. It could be, let's say you have your 3 top fraggers for the Saints playing in, good positions for Inferno, but Overpass, you need 5 good players everywhere, right? So it could come down to so many things. But what I really do see, the Saints making Inferno, Mirage their better maps comes down to just experience, right? That's the biggest thing at the end of the day is seeing who has the most experience, who has the most practice in scrims, who has the most strats, whose strats are more perfected with less airs being able to be made, whatever like that. So, and I think those are Inferno and Mirage overall. But let's see how things go here. We're right around the corner from getting started, and here we go. This is going to be the pistol round with St. Clair Saints starting off on the T side. So with the St. Clair Saints starting off on the T side, I do believe that actually does make this their map pick. So when a team does start on the T side of things, it is typically their map pick.
So it's good that the Saints are able to kind of, take advantage of the fact that this is their comfort map and get themselves started off nicely. A nice little trade here from Moz and Big Fellas. Just in that pistol duel back and forth, as the Saints are grouping up quite nicely together here, taking the 5v1 approaches, and that is going to be the first kill of the round going to Moz, as Unicorn Love is able to take down Broke Peak as well. So already a nice little 2-0 lead for the Saints, and that's always exactly what you want to see in these pistol rounds, is finding those early kills and being able to force your numbers advantage on point.
Yeah, and to be completely honest, having full control over this B site, I say it all the time whenever we see Inferno, to retake a B site for the CTs is one of the hardest things in all of CS in my eyes. Look how hard, look just where this site is positioned makes it so difficult for the side of UCF or any CT team to break that site. So very good job there from the Saints, like you were saying, getting those early frags, using their numbers advantage, and then ultimately winning the round. 1-0 lead here now for the Saints as we see them buy out Mac 10s, keeping a little bit of money in their bank. And UCF Black, they will be forcing with those heavy pistols.
Yeah, so a nice little soft five from the Saints to be able to kind of accelerate their lead. And that's a huge grenade actually coming down. That's going to lead to 3 kills for the Saints as they're able to completely decimate the health bars of UCF Black. And now with this 4-2 man advantage, that being said, Moz is quite low. The Saints kind of have to be a little bit careful and play around that health bar, but with a huge numbers advantage and full control over the site, this should be a pretty easy plant on A.
Yeah. This is going to be so difficult here for Scammy and Penny, as, Penny going to fall a chance there, all up to Scammy 1v3. He does get the trade there on a chance, but overall, he's just in such a bad position. Yes, he does pick up that Mac 10, should help him out a little bit, and Moz is 1 HP, but ultimately, you see Scammy falling off here. He's going to save this Mac 10. He got that weapon. Might as well keep it because, they're not going to have anything next round. So to him, at least have a light SMG going in the next round. Going to be very good stuff there from Scammy. And the Saints probably just going to be scanning on the A site, trying to keep their Mac 10s, running off the site a little bit to keep their lives. If he gets touched by this bomb, whatsoever, he is going to die. So, overall, pretty interesting stuff. Moz keeps his life. Abyss and Unicorn Love going to keep theirs as well. Scammy doesn't look like he's going to get spotted. And here we go, underway for round number 3.
Yeah, well played by Scammy to be able to actually secure that weapon and hold on to that going into the next round. You can see the rest of his team basically stuck on pistols, but he is going to have that SMG advantage. So, not that great when you're playing into some of these, harder buys coming out from St. Clair in this next round. Both Tyler and Chance upgrading their weapon or their artillery as well. But it's something, and any small advantage you can get for yourself does allow for a little bit of outplay potential going into the round. Now St. Clair making a pretty decisive push onto B side here. And currently UCF is, I believe, 5-manning A side right now.
Yeah, because they only have pistols and that Mac 10, right? So they're really taking a gamble saying, all right, let's play A. Let's hope this one, can pay out. But overall, Saints completely hit this B site and nobody is there to be seen. Going to result in them pretty much getting the site for free. And now you will see all of UCF Black kind of rotate over towards, where even is that? They're rotating over towards Banana. So, Abyss is going to be the first line of defense here, and he's going to know. So he's going to get a little bit of jiggle peek. He will find one, maybe a second. He gets him super weak. Chance going to get cleaned up. Abyss is so close to dying. He's actually going to get hit by Unicorn Love. Oh, man.
This is a good push from UCF Black. They're actually managing to break down into the push and take down some of the members of St. Clair. His Hollywood is very low, however, so St. Clair still holds himself a huge health advantage here. That our grenade comes down, does take down the health bars of St. Clair, but Tyler with the cleanup from the flank, and that's going to be St. Clair pushing themselves to 3-2 2-0 now, moving into round 4, and an explosive start for the Saints on Inferno.
Yeah, very good start, but you do see the side of UCF Black now have a full buy where you look at the Saints, and they got 2 AKs, 2 Galils, and a MAC-10. So overall, the buy is now in favor of UCF Black, and they are on the CT side. So this could make things real difficult on the Saints. And look at that. So you will see Abyss try to get early banana control. Will not pan out as he gets shot down. And now overall, 5v4 game, and going to be very difficult for the Saints.
Yeah, it's good to see. You know, previously when we've watched the Saints play, it seems that they're usually the ones falling behind early and taking the tempo back later on in the game. But UCF actually played this round 4 rather very well, recognizing that they had the advantage with their economy. They stored themselves up well, and they're able to abuse that here into this push. Now, Killer Orb's taking quite a bit of damage, does get a little bit of a trade down into Unicorn Love. Pants falling back, trying to peel off and cover some of those side flanks, but St. Clair still approaching this A side. They're not able to breach quite yet, but they are making small coordinated movements, nearly breaking through that front gateway. But it looks like they actually just might back off and go up banana to B.
Yeah, and that's a smart play, right? If you look at your mini map, there's only one player B, and Moish had a really good job of throwing down util there to really stop that A push. So good stuff there from UCF Black, and I'm quite surprised, to be completely honest, that someone from UCF hasn't rotated to help out Penny. However, you will see the rotation coming now as the util comes through and the push is about to hit. Penny on a boost in a very good position here, looking to find a few frags. He will find his entry there on a Unicorn Love. Oz actually going to get shot down from Moish on the rotation. Now leaves things in a 2v5 up to Tyler and Chance, and they have a combined HP of like 77, so I mean, it's going to be so difficult on them here against these 5 players. But that's a great start from Chance.
Nice headshot from Chance to take down Penny. And it is going to be Tyler and Chance remaining. The bomb has been planted, but it's a 2v4, and both players, as you mentioned, quite low on HP. Chance is going to go down. Tyler is going to find the refrag, but a 3v1, and this should mean UCF will find the time to get the defuse and pull their first round victory of the game, now bringing it up to 1-3. And UCF starting to look like they might be in the lead here.
Yeah, and bottom line, like, it all does come down to that money and like that buy, like we're talking about. As soon as UCF gets the buy that they want, you see what they can do with it, right? And that's why CS is such a different game from a lot of other games, right? Because so much of it comes down to economy, and so much of it comes down to what can you buy, what can you not afford. Where you do see the Saints here now, 4 AKs and off, this is their ideal setup. This is the buy that they would want to have almost like 9 times out of 10, right? Because they do have that off, they have those 4 rifles to help it out. And overall, some shots are going down here banana early. Doesn't seem like we're getting anything picked off yet, but Chance will be the one holding the op in hand, trying to find that early pick.
It's definitely interesting seeing Chance on the op. Typically, we either see Moz or Abyss, usually those top fraggers taking onto that weapon. And speaking of top fraggers, Abyss is going to be able to find that headshot onto Penny, but he's going to get dropped as well. Now St. Clair back into a 3v4 situation. It's Hollywood, however, is quite low on HP. So St. Clair not really quite decided where they want to make this next push. The op is still in the hands of Chance, however. There is the opportunity to, find that initial pick and use that as a space to break through. They're currently playing at a man disadvantage. It's going to be very difficult for St. Clair to actually establish themselves on this point.
Well, Chance is doing a pretty good job of what he has to do right now. He's still playing near that bomb. His job is to rotate that bomb up to his teammates if they get control of a site, while still holding banana control to make sure they don't get flanked. So Chance is doing his job. He's holding his positions. He is coming up here to help with the team now, though, as there is only 35 seconds remaining. And Moish gets actually very aggressive. Will pay off as he finds 2. And now if you're Chance here, this is completely understandable for what Chance is doing. Completely falling off of this position, going to save that op. I mean, all of that makes sense, right? Because that weapon is like $4,750, whatever. You do not want to lose that.
That very expensive weapon that he is going to hold on to. I was thinking to myself, maybe there's time to run up to B, but I don't think so. I think Chance is just going to fully disengage himself here. And that is going to be the round going to UCF, but St. Clair does manage to hold on to the operator. That will be something to keep in mind as we approach round number 6. But UCF did a great job, playing that early game, allowing St. Clair that early lead, and then winning out on that buy. Is very intelligent strategy coming out from this team, and so far it's leading them to great success.
Yeah, completely agree with that one there, Zeddy. But now we see actually Penny bring up the shotgun. You don't see that every day, folks. Penny, let's see what he can do with that one. Going to be fairly interesting. I believe he's going to be playing a close angle in banana. Yeah, just getting ready for it. And you see him looking the other way because he'll be able to tell when a flash comes in, and he's going to turn around right after that flash goes off. But this is a 5-hit towards A with actually, sorry, 4-hit. One player kind of watching that A, B banana push. But Killer Orbs with his MP9 going to get tagged 34 already in the beginning of things here. The Saints going to be mainly on pistols and SMGs going alongside that op. Let's see what they can do.
Chance really needs to get some value out of this operator. So far, it hasn't done too much for him in these last rounds that he's had it, but maybe this is the round where they can find themselves that early pick. And there's actually a flank coming in onto St. Clair. I believe that's Penny. Yeah, Penny is coming around the back. He's looking for that headshot with the shotgun, try to do some damage. He's going to do a lot of damage and actually get the long-range kill into Chance. So that's going to be the operator going down. That's a massive pick for UCF. And now St. Clair doing their best to trap down the roamer, but Moz coming around this corner. I don't think he has the utility to win out on that 1v1 of the shotgun headshot come from Penny. Moz can't win that out on a pistol. Never going to go your way. And now St. Clair in a horrible position, 3 versus 5, and all kind of trapped off of A side as UCF starts to collapse and converge on their location.
It always, oh my god, Tyler. I was about to say it always scares me when Tyler is the one with the op in his hands, but he will transfer that over to Abyss. And he's going to get a nice little deal headshot to follow it up. So it does make things a 3v4. Will make things a little bit easier here now for the Saints and what they want to try to do. And oh my god, Tyler going to find another there, and that's going to provide him an M4. This makes things definitely possible for the Saints. However, Unicorn Love with his MAC-10 will fall. Now we see a 3v2. What do the Saints try to do? It looks like they're making their way towards the safe site.
This was going in for the flank, trying to get that plant down, but UCF just had too many members covering too many angles, and it was so difficult for St. Clair to actually touch point. Now for St. Clair, I expect this to be a light buy round. They need to get something. They don't want to give up completely. They want to get themselves into the game.
You buy full here. You buy full here if you're the Saints. So you see, the 4 members buying AKs, and then Chance, the only reason he's buying a CZ rather than a more strong weapon is because he wants to save for that op again in a future round. So overall, they are going to be doing that. Now you're going to see Chance run up here and grab that AK from his fallen teammate being Abyss. And now just like that, they have those 4 AKs.
Yeah, that's makes a lot more sense than what I was saying. I was looking at that and I was thinking, maybe save up for later rounds, but looked like St. Clair was able to manage their economy okay and spend right down to 0 on a number of members. However, it doesn't seem like it's going to be doing too much for them as they actually lose 2 members early on into this round, Tyler and Abyss. Both top fraggers getting dropped very early. And now UCF has a huge advantage again. St. Clair does have quite a bit of artillery left. Moz is sitting on, and just as I say that, he's going to get taken down by a headshot as well. Unicorn Love is going to get the refrag. St. Clair now in a 2v4 situation. Unicorn, that's the second one Chance, going to find himself a kill on the board as well. Hollywood very, very low. St. Clair might be able to pick him off as he approaches this point, but Bomb, they haven't decided where they want to plant this yet. They have 45 seconds to do so. And now St. Clair looking for an opportunity to get themselves onto one of these sites.
Yeah, you're going to see Unicorn Love right back here and grab the bomb because they can't just be leaving that there if they want to make their way onto a site. That's what they got to do. And you see the 3 players from UCF Black, they're all stacked on top of each other. So it's really going to come down to the Saints making the right decision. And it does look like Unicorn Love wants to bring that bomb A because his teammate has control over A, except he doesn't have a path to make it there. But they missed the op shot. He has a path to make it there. Oh my god, I was not going to expect that in a million years. That op shot was so crucial for the side of UCF Black to hit.
That was absolutely massive as Unicorn Love able to make that plant. They predicted the movement, but they just didn't have the APM to resolve that kill. However, Unicorn Love is going to get dropped, and now Chance in a 1 versus 3 situation. He has to single-handedly defend this plant, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. That should be UCF getting the defuse as soon as they can locate this bomb. That's going to win out the round as well. UCF Black now on a 4-round streak, holding this up 4-3 as we move into round number 8.
Yeah, and, this is going to be UCF Black taking the lead here, and it's going to make things a lot harder on the Saints. You're going to see them on their pistol round now, trying to keep at least that $2,000 marker so they can buy going into the next round. However, UCF Black really looking to take a 5-3 lead here, build themselves a little bit of a cushion, and their buy is looking better and better. They got themselves 2 AKs, 2 M4s, and an op. And, oh my god, Voice is in beautiful position. Just shots all at the Saints. And now that's going to weaken so many of the players. Unicorn Love at 2 HP, Chance at 29. And, it's already a 5v4. It's looking really good for UCF Black here.
Already a 5-1 lead, and UCF is just running away with this game. That tactical int, you could say, for those first 3 rounds, allowing St. Clair to get that early lead, and then playing this long game, going in for these later rounds. And so far, they've been able to hold an incredible control over their economy. You can actually see Heroic Peak sitting on $9,000 right now. So much cash in the bank for this team, and it's almost impossible to really kind of get a foothold again for St. Clair. They really need to find themselves a come from behind victory in one of these rounds.
Yeah, but one thing I do like to see, if you are from the side of St. Clair, is the fact they're calling a timeout right now, right? I feel like that's actually huge. Like, you know, it might not be thought of that much in most times people are playing, but calling a timeout is really a good way to build your footing again, right? Like you're just talking about the footing, right? Building your footing again, finding your place in the game, figuring out a strat on what you want to do moving forward to try to win some rounds. Because like you were saying, they were on that 3-0 lead and have dropped 5 rounds since. So they're going to say, all right, let's call a timeout. Let's figure out a dead set strat. Let's play to that strat and let's win this round. And I really like to see that timeout coming out from them.
Yeah, of course, you know, taking that time. And already Abyss, as soon as they pass the off over to him, that is going to be an early pick for this team. Now St. Clair with a 5 to 4 man advantage are going to do their best to push up the B site. It is going to be, however, Moish with the 1v3 triple kill. And that's going to completely shut down St. Clair's play. And Abyss did such a good job finding that early opening, and the rest of his team just choked. Oh my god.
I can just hear Moz screaming right now, man. Like, I can hear it ringing in my ears, just so upset about that play. Bottom line, you cannot let that happen, right? Like, Daddy, like, you have to at least 100%. Get that trade, one of you. To see your teammates go down one by one in the feed like that, never a good sight if you are Abyss or Moz. You're now putting themselves in a 2v4, going to make things super difficult on them. And that's a great start there from Moz, as he does get a little bit of a flank on this B site, but he's going to instantly get traded up with Killer Orbs. Now, Abyss probably looking to save this up or find a little bit of an exit frag. He's just shooting some shots on Banana here. Every single player is going to actually be challenging him down Banana. Got a little bit of a boost going from the UCF Black players. Hopefully, Abyss doesn't get spotted by that boost, but, I mean, man, if Abyss tries to get aggressive here, it's not going to pay off, but Killer Orbs going to find it.
That's absolutely crucial for UCF to be able to find that last kill to round out the round. And now moving into round number 10, St. Clair in a very awkward situation. They've conceded not only the 3 rounds back to UCF after their tempo losing cold streak by, but now they're playing completely on the back foot. And in fact, they're just going to stick on pistols this round and really take things slow and try to maybe get themselves a full buy going into the next round. But UCF is holding an incredible stronghold onto this game. Now the op currently in the hands of Penny is moved off the shotgun back onto that long-range weapon. And this is looking pretty doomed for St. Clair.
Yeah, you do see Moz already tagged down, Chance as well. And, you know, that's not a good start because it makes them so vulnerable, especially with them only having pistols and light SMGs. I mean, going to make things even more difficult on them. So overall, it does look like they are really trying to break through this B site. However, it's going to be very hard, right? You're going against Penny with the op. He can just pick off players. And then you also have the player down there towards CT. They will notice Penny there. And they actually do get the jump on Scammy. So there's a very good job of being able to find that jump on that player. That's actually the op too. Oh my god, Chance with a Mac 10 goes huge. Actually gets them an op and should get them another rifle. Chance finds another. Oh my god, Chance.
What an absolutely incredible play from Chance, winning out on that 1v1, rounding the corner, taking the second battle. He knew where the player was and was able to round that out. However, Hollywood coming up for a pop-off of his own. He's going to survive with very low health, but he is going to manage to take down Chance and shut down that hot streak in his tracks. Moz is going to fall as well. Now, Abyss and Unicorn Love against the world, and St. Clair on the complete lack of buy. Only pistols, really. And they're able to win out against a full buy round against UCF. Exactly what they needed to do in that round.
That's what you call getting ecoed, Zeddy. That is what you call getting ecoed, my friend. Very good job there from the Saints, you know, pulling off that eco round win. And it will upset UCF Black in that matter. However, UCF Black, so much money in their bank, they can immediately buy these 5 M4s right back, which makes things so concerning here for the Saints, especially with that nade coming down, tagging Unicorn Love, Chance, and Abyss all down some HP. Yes, they do get a couple shots back onto Moish, but nothing really too concerning for him. And overall, Saints not in a great position right now.
I have to say I do like this choice to pass the op over to Abyss. Chance just wasn't finding too much value with it when they were giving it to him in the early rounds. He did obviously manage to get that last kill in that last round. but honestly was performing better on those lower economy weapons. And now St. Clair getting absolutely flanked down. Moish with the triple kill. He's going to go looking for that fourth player and try to round things out. Moz on very low HP, and Moish is going to manage to find that. That's a 4K for Moish. And man, this guy is playing out of his mind. 15 kills on the scoreboard for himself. The top fragger, the only player with double digits currently. And he is just absolutely popping off for his team. UCF now currently sitting at 7 rounds to 4. St. Clair really needs to do something remarkable to get themselves back in this game.
Yeah, really wondering if I can get my guy Danners to hold tab for a second so I can see this leaderboard. Here we go. All right, look at Moish. 15-6 compared to the rest of the lobby. Like, sorry guys, we missed Hollywood's killer, but 15-6. Man, Moish has been going huge for the side of UCF Black here. And, I mean, it's a great job from him. You got to show some credit where it's due. Abyss does find a little bit of a refrag there. But like I was just touching on Moish, he's been holding down that A site, making things real hard on the Saints. And I feel like that is part of the reason why the Saints keep resulting back to this B push, because it's a site they can get control of a little easier because Moish isn't there.
Yeah, it's really just play around Moish, avoid him whenever possible, and that is going to be Moish picking up a double kill. However, he is going to rotate over to B and shut down that play. So now Unicorn Love currently does not have the bomb in hand. In a 1 versus 3 situation, they know where the bomb is, but it's just too scary to go looking for it. He's going to try to find himself a pick and maybe double back, but he has to play around all these corners. It's so stressful for him currently. One member of UCF is currently around in that corner. I'm not exactly sure who that is. I believe it is going to be Killer Orbs, and he's going to find the takedown as UCF pushes their victory relentlessly as we get closer and closer to halftime.
Yeah, and you know what? That actually does guarantee UCF Black the halftime win so far because, you know, Saints can only win the next 3 rounds, which would put them on an 8-7 deficit going into the next half. But overall, like, I mean, the Saints, man, like, you gotta find some rounds here, right? You can't take... Oh, my God, that nade. That nade. Look at how weak they are already. And, yeah, just like I was saying, right? The Saints...
Oh my God.
Oh, my God. The utility from UCF just completely shutting down the Saints. Only 1 player alive. Unicorn Love, 4 HP to his name.
That was such a flex from UCF, that crazy util. I was honestly flabbergasted at Danners with the hard read onto that grenade, getting that beautiful first-person view. That was an excellent job. Shout out to our observer crew for that shot. That was incredibly scary for St. Clair. That was so dangerous, so much burst coming out of absolutely nowhere, and it's one of those rounds that you do really just to get in the other team's head, completely mess with their mental.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I've kind of noticed also with that Saints roster, right? As soon as like a couple things starting to go wrong, it kind of makes them lose full a little bit, right? Like, I mean, kind of makes them be like, oh, God, like so down, so pissed, like just once like one mistake does happen in play, which is something that is quite concerning. However, I mean, you really can see the Saints bounce back from it, and that's what we have to see here. They are on a bye round, second last round of this half. I feel like they need at least 5 rounds to have a good shot of going CT half. So over, like, I mean, man, they need to find this round, but it's already looking not great as Unicorn Love will fall and Chance and Tyler are weak.
Yeah, I think to your comment, I don't even know if I would call that a Saints issue. I think that's just the cons of being a gamer. It gets really, really frustrating when you get taken down early on and lose all of your momentum. It definitely can be difficult to kind of recalibrate and regroup, and we can see that's affecting the St. Clair Saints in this round. Currently down 1-v5. You don't want to get clean aced here. Abyss wants to get himself onto the board if possible. But in this 1v5 situation and UCF on the hunt, it's going to be very difficult. That's get tagged down. That is going to be the clean ace for UCF. 1 round out from halftime and 10-4 currently leading from the CT side. Just absolutely insurmountable defense from UCF.
Yeah, Hollywood 15-5, Moish 17-7. There's the only players with above 10 frags in this whole lobby. So, I mean, you got to give credit where it's due, right? Moish and Hollywood really putting on a show here against the Saints. And, oh, my God, you see Penny bring up the auto. You rarely see this. And, honestly, that's honestly kind of Penny trolling a little bit here with that auto out in hand, right? Because I mean, that is a weapon that you don't see in the competitive scene unless, you know, you have a large lead or whatever it may be, and you do see him bring it out. Hollywood will go down there. It does make things a 5v4 for the Saints. Maybe another one as they do spot out this player down in pit. They do clean him up. That is Killer Orbs. Now a 5v3. Good position here for the Saints as they make their way onto this A site, and you wonder, UCF Black, you know, maybe that troll a little bit, not paying off.
I absolutely love this from Moz. He's like, no, I'm not going to lose this half this badly. And he comes in and absolutely pops off, finding 2 picks single-handedly to lead things off for his team. Abyss is going to get taken down by Penny, however, as Penny goes pistol form in the back. He is going to get dropped, though, however. So St. Clair now in a 3v1 situation. Tyler hanging on by, what, like 1 HP? Like, barely hanging on. I just imagine him crawling, bleeding out as he's walking across the map in this 1 versus 3 situation. Now Troke Peak stuck to be a hero, but with Tyler currently hiding around the corner, he knows he's there, and Tyler winning out the 1v1 with a headshot and an absolutely clutch way to finish out the round. St. Clair pulling themselves up to 5 round wins as the sides flip, and that's exactly what you needed for St. Clair to close out the half.
Yeah, and I mean, you see Tyler getting better and better and better every single day. I mean, like, you got to give, like, and personally, my personal opinion out of watching all of the Saints play, like, you know, and no matter what title, I know I don't watch some of them, or I'm not aware on some of the other, like, MOBAs, for example, but Tyler, one of the most improved FPS players I've seen throughout all of Saints gaming this
100%.
semester. Is so huge, you know. He went to, I'm like, no shade at all, but he went to being a bottom frag to immediately coming at top deck, and oh my god, Abyss with a 3K already will get traded out from Moist, but he did his job.
Yeah, we know this is one of those things we can kind of count on Abyss to do, is just absolutely pop off, especially in these pistol rounds. It just has such good aim and weapon control, and it really lends himself to these rounds. And St. Clair had themselves a huge lead, now reduced to a 2v1, and Moz hanging on by a thread. They know where this last member is, and they just need to find that opportunity to go in. However, Moz getting tagged down very low. Tyler is slowly approaching. He's using that space to get in there. And Moz not going to peek, however. He looked very, very close. That shot just whipped by his head. Now the 1 versus 2 for Hollywood. He is going to track down Tyler, but Tyler's going to win on that 1v1 as Unicorn, or Moz rather, is able to kind of loop around and close that out. And St. Clair yet again winning out on the pistol round.
Oh no, I was worried for a second that I was observing there. There might have been an update in the middle of the game, but no, not indeed. And you actually will see UCF Black here on a save now, which is something very good for the Saints, right? Because, I mean, it's going to make things a lot easier for the Saints with their MP9s to really break through a site when they only have to go against P250s or Glocks. So here we go. You do see them just holding, you know, each of their respective sites. That's a great nade from Tyler. Won't connect, but he does.
Oh my god, Tyler.
Make it all 4. Go for the ace.
Oh!
Tyler with the ace. He got the ace. Zeddy, like we've
No way. What did I just watch? What did I just watch?
God.
That was insane. Tyler coming up onto the high ground, throwing out the grenade, tagging down all 5 members of UCF, and then completely cleaning it up with the SMG. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler, just as we were saying, you know, most improved player in, for like in Saints Gaming FPSs, whatever it may be, right? Like, just as we were saying that, he does pull off an ace with his MP9. Absolutely huge stuff there from Tyler. But it does result in them having MP9s against AKs now here, which could be a little tough, but he does find some early util damage, and they actually do spot out Tyler, though. They get him tagged a little bit, but he does keep his life and falls off. Smart play there from Tyler, but he is getting ultimately rushed here now. Killer Orbs gets tagged down a little bit from that molly. But man, the Saints the A defense here looking a little sketchy, but Moz on the flank. Oh no, it's not going to pay off. It's Hollywood will spot him.
A beautiful execution from UCF. Coming off of those 2 round losses, but they are able to build themselves a nice little lead here, finding that early pickup onto Moz. Now going for that approach onto A site. You can see already the difference in strategy between this team and St. Clair, where St. Clair kind of, you know, hovers between 2 points and waits till the last 40 seconds before making a decision. UCF already 5-manning down on A, and you can already see those Saints members rotating down. Currently a 5v1 as Abyss is going to get taken out. This should be a free plant. Tyler going to get the refrag onto Troke Peak, but now a 4v2 situation for St. Clair. They are going to be able to find one. That's Killer Orbs going down. His chance comes up big, but it is going to be Unicorn Love left. And UCF going to be able to take that man advantage and swing that into a round victory now on the offensive.
Yeah, so St. Clair Saints here, down by 4, which, I mean, isn't terrible considering what they were down by a half. You know, I think it was a 10-5 at half. Yeah, so it's 10-5 at half. Definitely not bad if you are the Saints. You know, you are up 2-1 here so far in this half, and they do have a better bye than UCF Black this time around. So I think this is a huge round for the Saints and a must-win round. They already get 50 damage on a Killer Orbs. Unicorn Love tag down to 7, though. That is really concerning. But, you know, like I was just saying, you know, you see a Galil and a Mac 10 from the side of UCF, not as strong of weaponry compared to the 4 M4s and the AWP from St. Clair. And Chance with the AWP actually on the CT side of things this time around.
Yeah, don't love that, if I'm being honest. And no discredit to Chance. It's just more if you're looking at how this has actually played out with this team. Whenever that AWP gets passed on to Abyss, they're always able to find value out of it, even if it's just one pick. With Chance, sometimes he comes up huge, or it doesn't work, it doesn't accomplish anything at all. And it's a really risky decision to make when you're already at a round deficit. So St. Clair really needs to be able to find something with this these weapon choices here. As UCF is pushing up Banana pretty heavily. They're already committing 4 going around that corridor. And St. Clair's a little bit late on the rotation as they are going to get taken down. Unicorn Love is going to be the first to drop. That last member is going to have to retreat until the rest of his team is there. The plant is going to come down from UCF, and this is already a huge lead.
Yeah, and you know, just as I was talking about last half, really hard to take over this B site. It actually will be one frag. Chance barely makes it out with his life, but ultimately will get refragged, completely shut down. St. Clair Saints will fall, and like we were saying, I mean, that's a round you gotta win if you're the Saints. You see Moish pick up that AWP now. That's your AWP gone. I mean, oh man, just so difficult here for the Saints to try to pull off these round wins. And you know, like you were saying with that AWP and putting it in Chance's hands rather than Abyss's, you know, it does makes sense a little bit why you say you want it in Abysses, but you have to remember Abyss is also, you know, maybe more of a T-sided offer where Chance is more of a CT-sided offer. A lot of it also does come down to what side you're opping on, as, oh my god, UCF Black mowing down the Saints, up 13-7 here now. UCF Black very close to closing this one out.
That's 2 perfects in a row for UCF Black. I don't think they're very happy about the fact that they just got aced live on stream, and now they're going to come in super heavy and get the double perfect back-to-back against St. Clair. Incredible execution from this team. They're just so good when they have the lead, when they're able to find that tempo. And St. Clair is struggling to pull themselves back in this game. This is a very crucial round to win. They've completely spent all of their money. And if they lose this, it's going to put them in a very big deficit as we move closer and closer to that game point for UCF. Currently sitting on 13 rounds, need 16 to win. It's an absolutely pivotal round for St. Clair.
Oh, for sure. Like, no doubt in anybody's mind. This is, you know, like you were saying, an absolute pivotal round for St. Clair. Going up against the AWP and 4 rifles, being 3 AKs in the M4. Very good buy from UCF Black. And Penny opening things up onto Tyler. And that is going to make things even more difficult for the Saints because they only have, you know, 2 players playing this defense here. Now, Unicorn Love just spots out a second. Moish had him kind of stuck behind that pillar. You know, now we see a 3v5. Abyss not really going to run into any action over here near this B site. Will spot at 1. Does find that frag. But overall, I mean, nobody's going to be over on that B site anyways. So it's really going to come down to this A defense, which is all up to Chance here now in a 1v4.
Not ideal when you're in this situation. That plant is going to come down. Now Chance trying to get closer to the point. Abyss super low on health. Chance is going to get taken down now. And Abyss, it's absolutely impossible for him to win out in the situation.
Yeah,
he's just going to retreat and hold onto that weapon. He has to. There's no other choice. And I believe UCF is going to go on the hunt for him as they start to push up deeper to see if they can choke him out. But I don't think they're going to be able to find it. St. Clair, they are going to manage to hold onto that last weapon. Abyss is going to be able to preserve that economy. They're still going.
Yeah,
they're actually going around here. Oh, and Abyss, can he win it out? But he's going to get taken down, and that's absolutely massive. They decide to make the call to go for that push, and they do manage to track down Abyss. He just kept going too far. If I was him, I would have hit out, just camped out in B and prayed. I don't really know what else to do.
There's really no reason for UCF Black not to go hunting.
Exactly,
there, right?
exactly.
I mean, they have the money. They have enough to buy, even if they did lose that hunt. And they'd much rather, you know, maybe lose it like a few $1,000s themselves in order for Abyss not to have an M4 in such a crucial round for UCF Black, looking to put themselves on match point here. And there's 2 very early frags that are going to help out the side of UCF very much so. Penny CS does find one, as well as one of his teammates being able to find another. And now it makes things a 5v3. Tyler, Moz, and Unicorn Love all with their pistols, trying to do whatever they can do. But I just don't see this one being too feasible of a round win for the Saints. I mean, unless they can really just go absolutely huge.
It's very difficult to eco here as Tyler face checks the smoke and gets taken down by Hollywood. That's the 2K coming out his way as well. And one last remaining member of St. Clair, Moz, camped out in the smoke. I believe UCF know where he is. And Moz going to find the double kill. The double headshot, actually. One shot to clean them both up, but he is going to get taken down. Now St. Clair, in a game point situation, it is going to be the timeout coming from this team as well. They need to regroup and plan out the strategy. They have to win this round. And every round up until that match point, this is a very stressful situation for St. Clair.
Two things I want to touch on. I think this timeout should have been called a few rounds ago, not now. You already got UCF blackout match point. Saints should have called this timeout a couple rounds ago and, got their strats situated while they could. Still have a, better fighting chance of coming back and winning this one out. And they would call a double timeout, actually, so they're looking to really take their time here and plan out a good strat. But the other thing I wanted to touch on, 3 scoped weapons from the Saints, 2 ops, 1 from Moz, 1 from Chance. So pretty interesting to not see that in Abyss's hands. And then finally, Tyler with the AUG. So 3 scoped weapons from St. Clair Saints. And that Tyler with the AUG, I mean, I'd hope he's doing that for me, being the best AUG in the NA. But overall, no, Tyler, going to be really interesting to see what he can do with that AUG. We'll be going against Scammy actually with an SG as well. So we could see, a little bit of an aim duel going down there between the two of them. But let's see what Tyler can do with it. Let's see what Moz can do with that AWP. We haven't seen Moz have the AWP in his hand yet this game. So, it's going to be really interesting to see how things play out in this round.
St. Clair, all or nothing here. 15-7 in the favor of UCF. Black and Moist, the bomb carrier, going to get taken down super early by Moz. Moz coming up, super clutch Chance. Going to find himself a kill as well. And St. Clair off to a great start here. Already up 2 kills. The molly comes down, and now they're getting choked off the push. And now UCF, for the first time in what seems like forever, scared to make an approach onto this bomb site.
But they still are, and Chance is going to punish him for it. There's in 1 frag. There's
That's the 2K.
Oh, man.
St. Clair can do this. That's the kill coming out for Abyss. There's only 1 man remaining. St. Clair actually has the ability to find the perfect here. As Penny tries to get in, and he's going to shut that down. He is going to find the kill onto Chance. He's likely going to have to retreat here, but St. Clair on the hunt. They're not going to let him hold on to this weapon. They want to put him back as far as possible. However, $11,000 in the bank doesn't really matter at this point for St. Clair. I think they're just actually going to hold this point here. Not going to let him go through and burn out the rest of the clock. 50 seconds left for Penny. He does have the bomb in hand, but completely impossible for him to touch these points uncontested right now.
Yeah, Moz is ready here to answer with the AWP, and he does so. There's that AWP frag, and now you will see maybe one of them retrieve the other AWP. I'm quite interested on why they didn't pick up Chance's AWP. That's what concerns me a little bit here. You do see another timeout from the Saints. Worked out last time around, so good to see that again. But, like I was just talking about, I don't know why that AWP wasn't picked up for Chance.
Hard to say, really, what exactly the decision-making was. There's a lot going on in that round, and, big credits for St. Clair for even keeping their composure in such a tense situation. Actually managing to find that round win is absolutely huge for them. But it is important to note, obviously, the difference in economy between these two teams. UCF is so much cash in the bank, they can basically buy anything they want to. And in fact, most of them will, pretty much fully slotted and artillery on all the members of UCF, while St. Clair, they are able to get some decent buys, but look at those bank accounts looking quite thin. This round goes poorly. That's the game, but they have to do whatever they can to just keep full buying and really force everything they can into these rounds.
Yeah, well, Saints' bank account doesn't really matter because, right, like, if they lose a round, they're done anyways. So it doesn't really matter how much excess money they have. It mainly just comes down to, you got to play one round by round and just keep playing in the present rather than looking in the future if you are the Saints right now. So, they already started off with Unicorn Love falling, which is pretty worrisome. And now, especially with this A push coming out by the looks of UCF Black, going to put a lot of pressure onto these two A players.
And Claire, they need to make the read on this, and they need to start rotating fast. If you're forced into this 2v5 situation, it's going to be absolutely brutal for them. They haven't started moving yet, but I think they're going to have to make the read soon. This Tyler now in the 1v3 situation is going to find one. Going to go for Hollywood. That's 2 now for Tyler. Can he get the third? The 3K, the 4K for Tyler. And now whipping out the grenade. It's going to go in deep. It's not going to connect on anything too super serious. Actually going to get stuck in the ground, but the 5K, the ace!
Oh my god, he got another ace.
The second one in a row. Looks like we got our camera all fixed up. Too bad we missed out on that ace, but we know what happened. We saw it happen. We already saw the last one. We'll just copy paste it over top of that. Tyler coming up absolutely massive for St. Clair, the second ace of the map. And St. Clair is still very much in this game.
Yeah. And I mean, especially when you got Tyler going out and doing that, right? I mean, I was just touching on how he has the AUG in hand and how, you know, we always joke about, you know, me using that gun whenever we play and together and etc. And Tyler, he's been really getting better at it, and it really just shows there as he completely wipes the side of UCF Black, finding those frags. Now, this is huge for the Saints because if you look at UCF Black's money, it is slowly dwindling. So, I mean, the Saints could be looking to force them onto a little bit of an eco round here soon, and that would really help them with their kind of streak of winning a few of these rounds.
So that is going to be, however, Moz pushing up forward. I think Hollywood had the look on him, but decided not to go for that. And now St. Clair, this is going to be Penny nearing that corner. Tyler is there as he's ready, but he's going to lose out on the duel. Penny's going to be able to find that takedown. And now UCF has the ability to push onto A side. They haven't decided where they want to commit this bomb yet. It's going to be Troke Peak just kind of camping out in the center. Not willing to make a confirmed movement either way, but he is going to start slowly moving up towards Banana. Now St. Clair in this 1v1 on A site needs to take things quite slowly as UCF starts to make a more coordinated push up through that tunnel.
Yeah, this B defense going to be huge here from the Saints. Good to see Chance actually rotate back over to help out a bit, but the push is now through. You're going to have to see the other two rotate as well. Chance looking to find an early pick. Could be huge. Misses the shot. I mean, that was a shot that you have to hit if you're Chance. You're got to be upset with that one, especially when Abyss does fall. Makes things a 5v3. UCF Black going to get shut down by Moz there, so that does make things a little bit of a 3v4, but still very difficult for the Saints. That's going to be Hollywood finding another Unicorn Love and Chance. Last one's remaining, and I just do not see this one working out here for the Saints as UCF Black just kind of have to
nice pick for Chance.
Yeah, like you're saying, very good pick there for Chance.
Good look for Chance as Killer Orbs does peek. Goes out a little bit too far, but now Chance is going to be the one to peek a little too early, and Moish is going to take him down. Unicorn Love against the world. He wins out on the first duel, finding the headshot into Moish, but he's super low. Got tied down quite a bit. He needs to hide out. He tries to find the second headshot, but he's not going to find it. UCF Black taking map number 1, and it looks like we are going to be going on to Overpass.
Yeah, and just as I was touching on, you know, before this game actually did start, Overpass looking like it's going to be one of our more concerning maps, which is pretty tough to see, right? Because, I mean, I was anticipating if Saints win this Inferno, they win the game, right? But ultimately it didn't happen. UCF Black just looking a little bit too strong. Makes me a little bit concerned here for the Saints moving forward. However, you just kind of want to see the rest of the squad pick it up a little bit and kind of match what Tyler's on right now. Because I don't know what Tyler's on, man, but it is something else.
He woke up, got himself a nice full breakfast full of protein. All the good brain juices are flowing, and he's just absolutely popping off. The APM is crazy. The aim is crazy. The strategic thinking is crazy. That's 2 aces in one map, and even when you lose, you've got to feel a little bit happy about that. So silver linings for St. Clair, obviously. The teams are going to take a quick break before they get into map number 2, and so are we. Don't go anywhere. This is an absolutely crazy series. Make sure to come back to check. Hopefully, St. Clair can bring this up to map number 3. We're going to be back with map number 2 on Overpass just after the break. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the FACEIT CSGO Contenders League playoffs. My name, as always, is Zeddy, joined alongside Deprive, and we are going into map number 2 on Overpass as St. Clair College takes on the University of Central Florida Black. We're jumping right into game here. The night round just resolved, and it is going to be St. Clair starting off on CT on Overpass. Deprive, can you talk to me a little bit about, coming off of that loss from game number 1? What's St. Clair got to do here on this CT side to really get things going for them in the second map?
I mean, CT side is a side advantage for Overpass. You got to take advantage of being on the CT side early in this one and really find yourself an early lead here in this game to help you out when you do transfer to that T side. But overall, a tough start, as UCF Black really dominating this pistol round, leaving everything up to Abyss with no armor to his name, just a nade and a defuse kit. Does take down some of these players fairly lit, but he does still have a lot of work to do, trying to find Hollywood and Scammy.
I was going to say, you're talking about an advantage, and I just saw St. Clair lose out on that first battle. I was like, oh, that's not good. That's not a great way to start things off. But Elizabeth's going to go in melee for me, finds the headshot onto Peak, and Hollywood very low. So despite the unfortunate start for St. Clair, he's going to bait the defuse and find the kill. And Abyss comes in absolutely clutch on pistol round. And that's going to be St. Clair winning out on the third pistol round of this series. So far, 100% victory on these pistol rounds for St. Clair.
Yeah, that's huge, man. Like, that is completely huge. Like, just as we were talking about momentum, right, and how St. Clair probably a little down after that loss they just took on their map pick Inferno, you gotta be happy about Abyss, pulling off a 1v3 at the USP on pistol round. Like, no armor to his name, nothing. They knew exactly what Abyss was doing, and he just overruled it. Very good stuff there, and it really does pay off. You do see UCF Black, they do decide to buy here, getting themselves a Galil and 2 AKs. With a MAC-10 as well. But great start there from the Saints as Moz does tag Hollywood down 40.
Can you explain this decision from UCF? Because in the previous map, we saw them, intentionally sack the early round. It's going to be a kill trade going over as Moz. And Moz goes down, but Tyler does find a kill of his own. And now Tyler's going to go down as well. But back to my question, kind of considering the way that UCF played that previous map, how they would intentionally lose those first 3 rounds and then tempo swing. Explain the choice to soft buy here on round number 2.
So the decision there is made by, the Saints. Yes, let's say you do lose that initial pistol round and you're like, okay, we don't have a ton of money. If you don't plant the bomb or don't find, at least 3-4 frags, then you will be like, all right, let's just save. Let's not buy anything so we can buy the next round. However, when you do actually see, like UCF Black last round, they found 4 frags and planted the bomb. So they still made a good amount of money. So they say, oh, wait, we can still get a good enough buy to actually compete with St. Clair here and try to win off on the second round. And that's exactly what's being shown, right? Because now it's a 2v4 and St. Clair Saints having a difficult time to close this one out. And, yeah, just like I was talking about right there, right? I mean, it is so big for UCF Black in that first round to get that bomb down and find 4 frags because it does allow them to get the buy that they wanted in the second round.
Yeah, it's definitely a wise decision to take that tempo and, force it. You never want to be giving up rounds for free. So definitely makes a lot of sense. Thank you for clarifying that for all of us, not just me. Smile. I'm doing the best that I can. But however, going into this next round here, St. Clair currently on the pistol round. Back on the pistols rather, against this heavier buy from UCF, and it is going to lead to a very early kill lead as Moish comes up heavy with the 3K. Penny's going to find himself a pick off as well, and now Abyss left to be the one man standing again. It is going to be the perfect for UCF, and after that first map, maybe they're just feeling a lot more confident. That's why they're going for these early tempo plays, because that was absolutely brutal for St. Clair.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough there on the boys. You do see a light by here. So the 3 Deagles, the 5.7, and MP9 coming out from the Saints. UCF Black will have their AKs along with the MP9. Gonna look absolutely huge here for UCF Black. Guys, oh my god, you just see Penny mow down 3 in his path. Moz will find that trade, but Killer Orbs finding the last 2. I mean, at least the Saints do find 1 frag there, but at the end of the day, you do drop another round to UCF Black. Going to make things a lot more difficult on yourself, but the Saints will have that ideal full buy here down this time around. I mean, this is going to be one of the more closer rounds. Again, you see Tyler talking in chat, kind of telling these people they look like the baby. But overall, I mean, yeah, that's one thing we're talking about, right? These rifle buy from the Saints. This is going to be a crucial round because they're down 3-1. And if they can win this one, they can actually start to bring this game back a little bit in their favor. But if they lose this one, I really just see the Saints kind of pummeling down to like a 5-1 deficit.
The CSGO players are just a different breed, honestly, coming off of these rounds. I have to give credit to Tyler, though. I think he started a trend of coming in with these hot aces and perfects, and now everybody wants the cosplay. Everybody wants a little bit of that sauce, but they're just not able to replicate it quite as perfectly. So that is the benefit for St. Clair coming off this game. Doesn't matter how it ends up. Nobody's going to look cleaner than Tyler did on map number 1. That being said, you don't progress in playoffs by looking sweet. You got to get some nice round wins under your belt as well. And so far, UCF is the only team that's been able to do that. As St. Clair really kind of zoned off of this map, 1-3 currently, holding on to that B site. But UCF is starting to make their approach here with 45 seconds remaining on the clock.
Yeah, Penny just gathered a lot of intel there. We'll find Tyler looking for Unicorn Love 2 as well, maybe. And that's actually going to be Scammy able to find Chance. Unicorn Love, he does find a refrag with only 4 HP to his name. And actually another one. Unicorn Love going huge there. But yeah, like we were saying, I mean, you do see Penny over here does find that one refrag towards Graffiti, but will immediately get traded out. Scammy going huge to defend this bomb. Say all up to Unicorn Love. Only 4 HP, just too difficult to pull off when that little HP. Gonna result in UCF Black able to find another round. Gonna make things a lot more difficult there on the Saints. Just like I was saying before that round started, must win round there for the Saints. Doesn't come through. UCF Black in great positioning here on overpass.
Yeah, now St. Clair is kind of forced to play on pistols for far longer than they would like to. They've really got to hold things on for themselves a little bit and just wait for that economy to generate back up again. It means they're likely going to be conceding some more rounds. Not an ideal situation for this team as Abyss takes so much damage from the Molly. And now Maul's going to get taken down as well by Hollywood. This is definitely a very awkward map for St. Clair to defend with so many, above ground and below ground angles for UCF to exploit. And so far, like you mentioned, St. Clair typically struggles on this map. It's showing as UCF is really just able to force through on these points.
Yeah, just as we were saying before this map started, you asked me, what do the Saints have to do to overcome that map loss on the previous map? And I said, take advantage of the CT side. And they can't do it. And that's exactly what I was talking about with Overpass being a map they struggle on a little bit more, where UCF Black can really take advantage of it and maybe pull a lead in their favor. And this, that's exactly what I was touching on before this one started. The Saints, to be down 4-1 right now, makes me really concerned moving forward here.
Now UCF starting to make that approach towards B. Haven't quite locked down how they want to play this through. They are going to use that hole through the door and try to maybe get a little bit of an early pick off here if they can try to take down one of those extra members of St. Clair. However, the health bars are so low on the side of the Saints. Everybody on UCF is still full HP. It's a pretty easy push to make, and they are going to take advantage of that as Chance goes down as well. Tyler currently rounding the corner. Unicorn trying to go for the flank, and he's going to get taken down as well. Now St. Clair in a very awkward situation as Tyler goes down in the Abyss, currently walking through the smoke with the pistol in hand. Nothing you're going to be able to find for yourself there, brother, as UCF moves themselves up forward 5-1 in map number 2.
UCF Black did not take a single point of damage that last round. That was like flawless times 10 right there. You see them, yeah, you can win the game with, win the round, sorry, with all 5 players still standing. But can you win the round with all 5 players still with 100 HP? That's what UCF is doing today. And they really did that against the Saints there. Yeah, mind me, it is a pistol round, so it does make things a little bit more easier to do. But still, I mean, end of the day, it's so difficult to pull something like that off. But St. Clair going to answer back with Moz and Unicorn Love with the off this time around. Pretty different because you typically see Abyss and Chance with it in hand. Really, one thing that is stood out to me with this, Saints Gaming CS roster for the whole season is really not having a dedicated opper. They really flipped that one through a lot of their members, and I think that's what makes it a little bit worrying, but also something good at the same time.
Yeah, it's cool to know that all the players of your team can perform that role if needed, but it does make it a little bit, it's kind of like quantity over quality a little bit in terms of off performance. Tyler going to get tagged down through the door very early on in that skirmish. Is going to be dropped very, very low, around 20-15 HP. And now, UCF starting to kind of decide which way they want to go here. They've burned about half the clock, and they're going to make that rush very soon. So far, no members of St. Clair willing to make that early peak. They're just going to hold that point very, very slowly. As the artillery starts to come down and those smokes get launched, UCF is going to go in for the push here as they get closer and closer to that A side.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. St. Clair Saints shouldn't be making the peaks at all right now. Maz made that peak and got completely punished for it when he shouldn't. Unicorn Love able to find a little bit of a refrag with this off, but Chance will go down in the process. And that's going to be Unicorn Love with another. Unicorn Love really picking things up here on this overpass game, but still a 2v3. Really hard to break a site with an op, as well with Tyler only at 17 HP to his name. That down. Tyler, last player alive with 17 HP. He's just playing for an exit frag at this point in time.
That was a great 1v1 for Killer Orbs. He just got the quicker flick and was able to find that headshot before Unicorn Love was able to make that takedown. He did manage to get 2 kills for himself in this round, however, as you can see. But not going to mean too much in the grand scheme of things, as Tyler likely going to be forced off this point. He's just going to try to preserve that weapon as well. But UCF starting to move on the hunt as they move off that bomb site. They're going to chase him down, but Tyler seems to be in a decent position right now. It's crawling around the back end here, just kind of camping out now. That is going to be the end of the round, and he's going to manage to hold on to that weapon. But St. Clair, oh gosh.
Yeah, you can never speak too soon on that, Zeddy. I've seen that happen countless times on the day. I'll be like, oh yeah, he actually does manage to keep that weapon. 30 seconds, like not even 30 seconds later, half a second later, it gets completely shut down. So yeah, I mean, what do you think about that one, Zeddy?
So unlucky, and the immediate timeout coming from St. Clair as Tyler's headset came flying off of his head in rage. Had to go pick that back up. I'm just kidding, of course, but that is so frustrating to witness on stream. Seeing that last second post-game or post-round kill, rather. UCF holding a huge lead currently.
Sometimes I wish we had player cams. I'd love to see a Tyler just whip his head across the room. Like, Tyler, gotta go to the store, get a new headset. But yeah, nonetheless, we are going to be starting off here with our 8th round. UCF Black currently leading 6-1 over the Saints and leading 1-0 in this series. If you are new here, the UCF Black squad did take down the Saints on Inferno previously. And this map is going to come down to, just keeping the Saints season alive. Because, Zeddy, we were talking about this, right? I mean, it all comes down to this. They lose this map, they are done for the season. They are done for the year. And, that's what really has got to put the momentum underneath the Saints right now, is knowing the fact that your season's going to be done unless you can close things out here. But Killer Orbs is not to be stopped with that op.
Yeah, he's doing an incredible job with it. He's going to get taken down by Tyler, gets the refrag, but Moish coming in, gets the double. Now Moss in the 1v2 situation. He's going to get tagged down. Moish finds his foot. That is going to end up the round as UCF keeps this lead going and going. St. Clair finally going to be able to make some buys here as they are sitting on a decent amount of money. But look at those bank accounts from UCF. They are currently on a full buy, sitting on over 10K on most of their bank accounts. This is absolutely horrifying for St. Clair. They need to not just win 1, but like 3 or 4 consecutive rounds if they even want to get a foothold back in this game.
Yeah, completely agree with that one there. And so here we go. We do see the St. Clair Saints down 7-1. Looking to pull off a little bit of a new round here. And the all coming up from Tyler. We saw him pop off with the previous, so let's see what he can do with this one. He does take Penny down real weak for Unicorn Love to get that kill. Moz finds one, but Unicorn Love and Moz instantly getting traded out. So now we see a 3v3 in play here. Health advantage is in the favor of the Saints. That is something to look forward to. Abyss going to be the man with the op in hands this time around. But overall, yeah, like we were saying, Tyler, actually, Chance going to run into Hollywood here. Hollywood back turned, and Chance going to find that kill. Going to make things a 3v2 here on a Scammy and Killer Orbs.
That nice player advantage for St. Clair and a health advantage as well, as Troke did get dropped pretty low. He's tagged down about half of his HP. St. Clair can kind of play this slowly. Tyler actually managing to find that kill into Troke Peak, and this is absolutely massive for St. Clair. They have vision on the bomb. It's a 3v1 situation. 45 seconds remaining on the clock, and Killer Orbs is going to try to go hero mode as he forces through the smoke, but his back's turned to Chance, and Chance going to find his second kill of the round in the exact same fashion, finding those exposed backs of UCF, and that is going to put St. Clair back on the board, moving into round 10.
I have no clue why he even did that. I mean, if you're Killer Orbs, like, you run away, save that op. Like, I don't care how much money you have. Look at it. If he saved that op, he'd be sitting around like that $10,000 marker right now. But nope, he's down to 3,200. And that op, like I was saying, like, what are you going to do? You're going to run through that smoke and win a 1v3 when they know exactly where that bomb is. They know exactly where you have to go. It just makes things a little Moss finds a nice early pick and trades some shots on a Penny to start things off.
Yeah, good pick for Moz. Let's get a little bit of damage through the doorway. And now Clair holding a good stronghold on B side. Currently, the forces of UCF are a little bit split. They've got one member in the back and 3 pushing onto B with the bomb very far back. They are going to get some damage onto Moz through the doorway. Nice little shot. I believe that was from Scammy. They're going to push forward, and now Clair has to hold onto this B side, hold that high ground, and maintain that positional advantage. It's going to be, I believe, Tyler through the door. They are going to spot out his footsteps and deal about 50% of his health as well. And Clair taking a lot of free damage. In fact, Unicorn is going to get dropped, but Chance finds the refrag onto Hollywood. Now UCF just needs to get themselves onto this point.
Yeah, 3v3. Going to be against Scammy, Penny, and Killer Orbs versus Tyler, Moz, and Abyss. But Moz gonna fall. Tyler gonna find one. Sorry, Abyss gonna find out. Abyss finds another. Abyss almost looking for the third. The off gonna be off to Tyler, and with his AUG, the bomb's down. I mean, Tyler, you can just sit in the smoke realistically. I don't know why you're pushing, man. It hurts my feelings. I don't like it. Oh my god! You see Killer Orbs last round push through a smoke, loses up. Tyler, you think you learn your lesson, man? You think you could, you have the bomb down. You would have heard if he goes to plant it, so you don't really have to get aggressive there. Tyler really could have played that one a lot slower and could have paid off for him, but at the end of the day, it's going to be UCF.
Twice that round. That round, Clair peeking a little bit too early and get punished for it. Now Unicorn Love kind of doing the same thing, but he is going to manage to find that refrag onto Penny. However, Clair getting absolutely demolished here as UCF just hard forces onto B. They are going to get the plant. Moz and Abyss in the back deciding how they want to play this. It's a 2v4. They want to move in here, but Moz already tagged down so low. Needs to get the jump onto UCF. They know where the bomb is. They have sights on the bomb, but the smoke is still down. It's just far too dangerous to push forward. UCF with a huge round advantage. Clair wants to get themselves back on the board. As Moz gets taken down, Abyss in the 1v4, and I believe the call is just going to be to hold on to that weapon. He's going to get spotted out, however, by the op, and Killer Orbs, again, coming up huge with the sniper. That's going to be absolutely massive for UCF as they push this to 9-2.
Yeah, you're talking about holding that weapon, but he was just not in a position to try and save that weapon. I mean, like, just where he was.
It was very dangerous. It was more wishful thinking than anything, if I'm being honest. It's not a strategic call.
At least he found the frag. Like that's the best thing to see from Abyss there. At least he does find a little bit more money there with that frag. But you do see Chance buy out full, and all the rest of them save at least 2,000, which makes me think there's a little bit of a miscommunication going on between the Saints here now.
I mean, at this point, I think Clair, it's you're so far behind, and this is a match point game. Really, like, everything rides on this game. There's a lot of high stress, high nerves, and on the one hand, you can see a team, really playing patiently and playing disciplined and trying to get something out of it. But if that's not working, sometimes the Hail Mary is exactly what you need to go for. So no disrespect from us here on the caster's desk. We want to see our Saints perform, and good efforts from them all around here as they start to defend this A side push. A good switch up from UCF as they move on to this point. Chance getting tied down inside the smoke. It's going to force his way through, and Moish is going to take him down before he can muscle over. And Moish finding the nice cleanup onto Unicorn Love. Actually, it's Hollywood is going to be the one to round that kill out for himself. Killer Orbs coming up huge with the sniper, the headshot onto Moz as he's crouching. And now Tyler, in a 1v5 situation with a pistol, he's going to get taken down as well. And UCF is just running away with this game.
Yeah, for sure. 10-2 lead here. If the Saints want to stay in this one, honestly, they got to win the next 3 rounds. Like, it's just so unfeasible to see the Saints pull off a comeback. Like, yes, I've seen crazier comebacks. I'd never want to call the game earlier said than done, but just difficult, in this point of time, because, you're down 10-5. Even if you do find these next 3 rounds, it is still such a long way to go, considering that UCF Black will be moving to the CT side, a more favored side on this map.
It's definitely difficult for Clair. We're aware of the situation, but all we can do is kind of hope that we're going to get more gameplay to watch. Of course, this is the best of 3. If Clair can win this one out, we will be going off to our 3rd map. Have to check what that is again.
That's going to be Mirage.
Mirage. Okay, we would be going to Mirage if Saints was able to win this one. And Abyss really wants to see that map. You can see the way he forces that 2K. However, he's going to get refragged down. Tyler and Unicorn left in the 2v3 situation here. And this round, as you mentioned, it's super crucial for Clair and already coming down to the player deficit. However, Killer Orbs did get tagged down quite a bit.
Yeah,
St. Clair coming up huge with the 1 kill, but he's going to get taken down by Moist. And now Choke Peak and Moist versus Unicorn in this 1v2. The bomb is already planted, and Unicorn scared to find a way in. I don't even know how he would try to do this. He needs to play it very, very slowly, watching those fights. He got eyes on Choke Peak, but Choke Peak wins out on the 1v1. It's absolutely horrible for St. Clair.
Yeah, not a good outcome for the Saints. You know, just as I was saying, they need to be winning these last 3 rounds or so, and it just doesn't seem like that's happening as UCF tacks another one onto their tally, currently sitting at 11 of these rounds over to 2 of Saints. So, I mean, Saints right now only winning about, 2 out of 13 rounds. Not really a good ratio whatsoever. So, they're really looking to fix that one here moving forward. And Moish, though, just going to punish Moz for getting a little aggressive.
Oh.
Through the wall. Penny gonna clean up that kill. Now a 3v3 though.
Yeah, absolutely massive for Unicorn as he finds the flank, gets the 2K. Moish is going to clean him up through the wall, however. So top fragger on the side of UCF versus Tyler and Chance. Definitely doable for St. Clair, but Moish is shown to be a formidable opponent as he forces his way through. He's going to get spotted down by Tyler, and St. Clair finally going to get themselves back on the board. 3-11, 1 round out from halftime.
Yeah, just the hardest thing here to see from the Saints is, right, like, this is the thing. You see 9 kills from Abyss is the top fragger from the Saints right now, right? But you look at this out of UCF, you're going against 13, 15, 16, 15. Like, you have 4 players in the other team dropping double digits. At this point in time, the Saints are just getting out-fragged. And Unicorn Love actually accidentally gets right-clicked in the back from one of his teammates early in this round. Going to cause him 61 HP already. That is not a great start from the Saints, considering their position right now.
Yeah, you can't really afford mechanical errors, and the game state is just so difficult. Tyler going to take that headshot down from Penny. It's going to mean St. Clair losing one of their stronger performing members already in such a dire situation. Now a 3 versus 5 as UCF able to force their way. I believe they're going to make the push onto FACEIT this time around. That Molly does come down, so it buys St. Clair a little bit of time as I get repositioned here, and you can see holding that doorway. They're going to move forward in a little bit. Try to see if they can get an early pick on UCF as they make this movement forward. No reads currently coming down yet. That player currently around the wall. That is going to be Moz. Moz finds 1. Can he find a second? That's the 2K for Moz. Looking for the 3rd. Gets quite a little bit of damage onto Choke Peak, but Choke Peak is going to win out on the battle. Now 2 versus 3 for St. Clair as the bomb does get planted. Abyss is in the right spot, but the smoke is currently obscuring his vision. He's not able to get onto this point. Killer Orbs is going to go down to Abyss as a chance. Finds the kill as a Choke Peak in the back in the 2 versus 1 situation. Now onto Penny. St. Clair might just be able to get this defuse off for free. And Abyss comes up absolutely huge for his team as St. Clair moving up to 4-11 to round out the half.
Yeah, huge there for the Saints to put themselves in this position. It's still a long way to go, though. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. There is still a long way to go for the Saints, especially considering, I feel like I've brought this up several times throughout the course of this game. But with UCF Black going to the CT side of things now, right? Moving over to the CT side, provides even a little bit more of an oomph for UCF Black to find these rounds. Going to make things even more difficult on the Saints. And I think this pistol round is going to be absolutely crucial to the Saints comeback. I mean, if they don't win this pistol round, I really just do not see really kind of that much hope for them going forward. Well, Unicorn Love going to get shut down Abyss there with an early trade.
Well, St. Clair has shown to be pretty strong on these pistol rounds, so even though it's a rough start, it's definitely not counting them out of the running yet. Currently, they've won basically every pistol round up to this point. This might be the first one they lose, however, as Tyler, in a 1 versus 3 situation, Penny is very low. If you can find that pick, transition that into a little bit of a lead here. You can see Penny camping out. He does get vision onto Tyler, gets that first tag down, so Tyler now has vision on him, but he can't push forward. He knows it's a 1 versus 3 scenario. That grenade coming in too does just shoot barely over Tyler. Isn't going to actually connect onto him. Now Tyler trying to move forward here, get that first shot down. He does spot out Hollywood on the back, but he is going to get a little bit more damage there as he rounds the corner. This is a very dangerous situation for Tyler. He needs to get onto this point. He needs to see if he can get that bomb, but he's going to get taken down with a headshot from Choke Peak. And you said St. Clair had to win the pistol round, and unfortunately for them, UCF is going to come up absolutely massive, 12-4 now to start off the halftime.
See, the reason I say that now is because, look at it. St. Clair not able to afford 1 rifle and no util. You need either util or a rifle on the T side if you want to break through a site, because, taking a site where it requires either, a flash, a smoke, something to block off the enemy team's vision, or requires, some sort of rifle to be able to just find that one-tap headshots, whatever it may be. But, without those, going to make things way harder on them, especially when you already see a 4v3 in favor of UCF Black.
It was good from Tyler, however, to find that pickup on some pennies, but at least they don't get nothing in return. Maz is going to find the pickup on some Moish as well.
Oh,
St. Clair,
man.
Unicorn Love popping off out. Absolutely insane. In the 2-versus-1 situation, the bomb, currently nobody is holding on to it. I believe UCF, it actually got planted. I completely missed out that plant onto A side. They are going to push forward, and St. Clair finds the victory despite having the weaker economy. Coming up big in this round, going 5-12 now for St. Clair.
Huge round one there for the Saints. Huge. They didn't have that util to break through a site, and, that play right there that they just pulled off is called a MAC 10 rush, where everybody on the team buys a MAC 10, completely floods through a site, wins all of their duels, just by W keying, running straight at your enemies on holding down your mouse button as soon as you see an enemy in your sight. So that is going to be a round there for the Saints. Still a lot of work to do, though. You will be going into UCF Black Force by. You see Penny CS with a Negev, and I mean, that is something you do not see often. Hollywood finding an early Deagle frag makes things a little worrisome here for the Saints, considering, the Saints have such an eco advantage, but already losing 2 players to this Deagle, not a great start.
Yeah, Hollywood finding 2 headshot kills to round things
Oh
out.
my
It's going
God.
to be the takedown into Unicorn, as well as Hollywood gets the massive flick to help things up. Now Abyss in the 1v1 is going to push up onto Hollywood. He's not going to let him get the 4K. He is going to push forward. Now it's actually a 1v1 situation. St. Clair managed to find 3 kills. Was just too busy getting hyped over Hollywood's play. But it is going to be a 1v1 situation, and Abyss tries to move forward here. Doesn't currently have the bomb in hand. He is going to go and retrieve that. With 50 seconds left on the clock, there is plenty of time for Abyss to actually find this plant. If he can get that bomb down, might be able to not get that positional advantage and force that play onto Moish.
If you're Moish here, you got to be searching for a weapon on the ground. It is absolutely huge for Moish right now, right? You'd much rather go against Abyss with, an AK, a Galil, just anything other than a Deagle at this point in time, even an SMG, whatever you can find, try to use that to your advantage. But it really just looks like Moish not really that concerned about it, really looking to find these Deagle headshots. He hasn't found a frag yet this round. Hollywood and Scammy were the main ones to do that to open things up. But Abyss going to have pretty much this whole A site for free. Moish is going to get intel of that as he hears the smoke pop. But overall, this bomb going down. Abyss, now all you have to do is playing defense with this AK against Moish and his deal. He does spot Moish, so that is the play actually read here now. And Moish actually pushed out, looking to find Abyss here. Gets aggressive on the play. Abyss by my box. Shot, and he is teabagging Abyss. Oh no, man. You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Not a great way to come out of that round. He is going to get the defuse, however.
Oh,
He's looking
shooting
for the defuse.
bodies, man.
Just painful. Sad to watch. Tyler with the sad face. We agree, Tyler. That was very sad. Yeah, I mean, it's a round win, but now it's hard to feel good about it. Now I'm just angry. Now I'm just upset.
Yeah, man. But at the end of the day, UCF Black up 13-5. The Saints really struggling to find a round here. And now they're in a position where UCF Black has so many rounds that Saints are just force buying every single round because they can't afford to save. So if you look at this buy, it's mangled. You got 2 MAC 10s, a Galil, a UMP, and an AK with, half util and armor. I mean, you never really see a buy like that unless you're a team in the position of what St. Clair is in right now. But they do a good job opening things up with Tyler and Chance finding some frags, Abyss finding another one there, making things a 3v2, and it actually does give them now 2 AKs and a Galil.
You can see kind of the way St. Clair was just charging onto Moish after that last round, really trying to get that revenge kill. And they are able to secure it, and the bomb does come down as Abyss secures the plant. Now Troke Peak in the 1v3 situation, he's full HP. It still has decent artillery, but Abyss going to come up massive in the 1v1, and it is going to be St. Clair pushing this to a 6-13 game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've been saying this for the last 10 rounds, but they still got a lot of work to do. I mean, I just never want to really get ahead of myself here because, I mean, it's just still a difficult task.
Nah, come on, man. Get hyped.
Yeah.
Feel good about it.
Well, they are in a good position now because UCF Black really only has pistols alongside Moish's M4, and they are going to be force buying here. So if Saints can even win this round, and they do have the advantage to win this round, they'll be actually putting UCF Black on a save, and they do a great job taking out Moish. That's the M4 down already.
Beautiful pick from Chance to find that early takedown. Chance now kind of trying to hold this early push as he goes forward. Tyler finding a headshot onto Troke Peak as well. There's going to be Hollywood rounding the corner here. He's going to find the 1v1 onto Maz with the pistol and win out on the duel there. Then Clair does have to plant down onto B, however. UCF in a very awkward situation as they need to push through 4 members. Once that bomb has already been planted down, and Chance going to come up massive, find his second headshot of the round. He is going to get refragged by Penny. Now UCF pushing in closer and closer to this point. They're going to have to slow things down. That Molotov comes out, but doesn't really find too much, and Abyss is going to be able to punish Penny for that overextension. And it's just Killer Orbs in the back. They have sights on him, and St. Clair is going to take him out and push this to a 7-13 game.
Yeah, and this really, honestly, in my eyes, is going to go to 13-8 in just a moment here because, I mean, UCF Black, absolutely no money to buy anything right now. You see Penny, he's going to spend 200, and Hollywood spends 200. They buy a Flash and a Zeus. Nothing else other than that. So the Saints should be coming out here with a round win this time around, and that makes this a lot better position for them. You know, they went down from 13-6, trailing by 7, now looking to go down 13-8, only by 5. Makes it look a lot better for the Saints. Great start there from Tyler, finding 2 early frags.
Oh, they're just spoon-feeding him kills at this point. As Tyler going to walk through, try to find that 3K, playing it very tight around the corner. He's going to get tagged down, but he's going to find the third with a pistol, going in with the knife. He's going to get punished, however, as Tyler manages to find a triple kill, and the St. Clair is able to get this plant down onto B. UCF in a horrible position to actually contest this, and this should be the round going St. Clair's way, as you mentioned. Very good tempo play for St. Clair.
Yeah, you're going to see Penny fall off and save that AK so we can have it going into this next round. Killer Orbs just looking for a little bit of a frag himself, but Unicorn Love will be there to shut him down. The Saints do have a little bit of extra money here. You could see them go hunting, but not too sure really what we're going to see here in a second. It's going to be all up to, Boz, their IGL, to truly call that strat out and see what they want to do with it. But it really does look like, the Saints not really too concerned about hunting down that player. More or less at this point in time, just happy they're kind of starting to get some rounds under their belt and seeing if they can keep things up.
Really good for St. Clair as they're able to tighten up this round lead. A much better performance than what we saw in game number 1. We talked about how this is a map that they typically struggle on, and round 1, or the first half rather, seemed to kind of demonstrate that. But so far, really excellent performance from St. Clair.
Yeah, completely agree there on that one. And now you do see the 4 rifles and SMG come out from the UCF Black going against the 5 rifles from St. Clair. But Maz says, not today. We are not going home quite yet. Pays off as he finds 2 frags early. Moish going to take down Chance. And now Unicorn Love able to find 1 as well. Looking good for the Saints here. Looking to tack on another round to their tally.
Yeah, that Molly comes down, but a little bit of a misread is UCF coming in from a completely different angle. They did just zone them off that point, so they are able to make this loop around here. But no contact with that artillery. And now the grenades start coming down onto A as St. Clair wants to make this approach. That second Molotov going to hold off that main doorway, and that is going to zone off Killer Orbs from the point. This is going to allow Unicorns to get that plant. Now St. Clair in a 4v2 situation. Maz, however, is very low. They have to play this a little bit carefully. That artillery is going to come down as Tyler finds the pick onto Hollywood, and this should be free for St. Clair as they move in on the 4v1. Just trying to find that angle, see if they can catch out this last player who's currently on the runaway, and I believe he managed to get his way out, but St. Clair will likely be on the hunt soon if that bomb has come down already. See if they can pick him up and take away that weapon. He's currently sitting on $50, not a lot of money in the bank. If they can steal that weapon away, it'd be absolutely massive for St. Clair, and they're starting to go on the hunt. But I believe...
No, they won't find him.
Yeah, you told me not to say it, so I was scared to say it, but I believe Killer Orbs is going to be able to hide away here. Get out of this round, and that is going to be St. Clair taking the round victory, but Killer Orbs will manage to hold on to that rifle.
Yeah, he was in a fairly good spot there. Saints not really able to find him, spot him out, and find that refrag, but they do find another round, which, definitely more important than finding that frag there to finish things off. You will see this out of UCF. They're going to buy a few deagles, a shotgun to join on Killer Orbs AK, a couple pieces of util, and some armor. But the Saints, still a tremendous advantage here in this round going against these pistols. And that's actually going to be a chance, though, falling to that AK from Killer Orbs right away. Killer Killer Orb's actually going to toss this AK to Moish because Killer Orbs does not want to have it in hand with only 8 HP to his name. Moish going to find another one with that. Penny finds one with a shotgun. Now leaves everything up to 2 Saints players, and that is going to be Moz and Tyler.
Yeah, Penny swapped the shotgun out for the AK, so now it has that rifle and he's going to be able to do a lot of work with it. Tyler has an AK of his own. He's going to a little bit closer to this point. See if he can maybe get himself another pick or two. They know where the bomb is, and you can see the way they're positioned around that bomb. He's going to get the jump onto Troke Peak, but that is going to give away his position, and now Tyler has to be very careful. He approaches this point 1 versus 2, rounding this corner. He knows that members are going to be camping out right around that bunker, and you can see them through the wall. We've got the map hacks, but he doesn't. He has to play very, very slowly here. Going to whip out some of that artillery, get the nice bounce off the wall, but still very dangerous for Tyler. And with 45 seconds remaining, he needs to play very carefully.
Oh, the boost. Yeah, so they boosted up above that concrete wall, but Tyler had a good idea in his mind, right? At the end of the day, like, he literally picked up that bomb, sent out the smoke to make it look like he was going to continue to play B, and it looked like he was going to wrap A. Would have been a very smart play and would have really caught UCF Black off guard. However, that boost from UCF Black going to come out and it lets them gather that intel to shoot him down. So we do still see the 5 rifle buy coming from the Saints, but UCF Black now at the 14-point marker, making things a lot more difficult there on the Saints.
And that Molotov doing a great job of zoning Chance off the points, and Abyss is going to get taken down very early in this round. However, the refrag comes out as Moz, Tyler, and Chance all find himself a kill. Chance is going to get taken down, however, by Moist, so now 3v2 situation for St. Clair, and Moz very low. Effectively a 2v2. And still no bomb has been planted. However, Unicorn Love is going to go and pick that one up. I believe he's going to regroup with his team here. They might make that push onto A side. Looks like that's how they're posturing. So far, the A side push has gone pretty well for St. Clair in this game.
UCF is ready for it, though. You see Scammy kind of rotate over onto the site. He's going to peek in a second. Going to get some intel for himself. Finds that weak player, Moz. Makes things a 2v2. Like you said, practically a 2v2. All it took was 1 bullet to take down Moz there. Does make things a 2v2 here now. And that is so much intel because UCF Black now can kind of just be playing this site how they want. But they actually think this is going B. UCF Black is rotating B.
Absolutely massive for St. Clair as that rotation comes out from UCF. They might be able to go for the plant. However, Unicorn Love still on the bottom side.
They are going B. Oh my god.
And now is the fake out. They kind of baited it out. Now they are actually going to make that commitment onto B after.
Going back A.
Oh my god. I can't. I'm going to stop calling things out. I'm just going to wait to see what happens. Let's just watch, Jackson. Let's just watch. Let's just see what happens.
Let's just not do our job. Let's just sit here and watch.
It's a group watch. We're just gonna watch this game together, and once the team sorts it out, then we'll be able to call it down. And it is going to be the A side push, the original call it, of course. And now that 2v1 on the spot, they do manage to get the bomb planted down. So this is actually a really big advantage for St. Clair. Get this nice defensive positioning, and they are gonna go. Unicorn is gonna peek, and he's gonna win out on the 1v1 against Moist. It's absolutely huge. Tyler and Unicorn versus Troke Peak in the 2v1. The smoke just cleared up. Troke Peak is going to have to make a movement for that bomb momentarily as that artillery comes down. There's the Molotov zoning off, but it's in the wrong place. And Tyler with the flank headshot to push his team to 10-round win.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie. When we went into the half, I mean, I wasn't really anticipating the Saints to even have 10 rounds on the board throughout this one, to be completely honest, because it just looks so rough, especially with them going on T side, just make things really worrisome for me. But to have them be able to pull this one back, and look at UCF Spy, like the Saints might be able to take this one here to the distance, right? Like it's 14-10 right now. It's looking like it will hopefully head to 14-11 because of the buy from UCF Black, Unicorn Love, and Abyss. They're able to find chances trades, and that's at so many frags. Yeah, now look like that. So quick of a round. UCF Black now only winning by 3, right? Like the Saints only trailing by 3. Makes things a little bit more concerning for UCF Black. Now, if you're in the hands of UCF, you probably start to get a little bit worried.
Yeah, I mean, I think UCF was for funning it a little bit. We saw some questionable things, questionable decisions being made, but now it's actually starting to potentially threaten this victory as St. Clair closes this gap, moving it up to an 11-round, a 3-round gap rather. Just 2 rounds out, or 4 rounds out actually, from making this a tie game. Very dangerous situation for both of these teams. You know, it could really go either way at this point, and St. Clair has shown that, you know, they're able to actually find wins on this map when it matters, and if they can push this just a little bit farther, they could be able to actually take the map altogether.
Yeah, and that was a huge util right in the opening push on Killer Orbs to take him so weak. Gonna help out Chance with that frag. There is going to be Moish there finding that refrag, and he actually going to send a nade on short. That's going to really do some damage to Abyss and Tyler. Tyler going to fall. Abyss only at 64 HP. Now a 2v4 here for the Saints. UCF Black looking to take this one on a match point. And I mean, Abyss now got himself in a 1v4 to try to stop that from happening, but just going to be so much work to do for Abyss. Like, yes, we've seen it happen before, but just really kind of unfeasible at this point in time.
Moish with the 3K currently looking for the 4th. Abyss is going to find the pick onto Hollywood, so he's going to be able to trim that down 1 to 3. He has the bomb in hand. He's currently sitting on that B side. UCF has their forces a little bit split. They've got 2 on B, 1 on A. And if Abyss can make his way onto this point, he's going to bait out some gunfire and try to force UCF off this point a little bit. But with only 20 seconds remaining and they know he's so close to the point, I think they're just going to converge onto B, and that is going to be the call as all 3 members move back. Abyss in a true 1v3 situation. He is going to find the pickup onto Penny. Regroup as he gets that reload in with 10 seconds remaining. Can he make the plants? He's going to have to go for it. He's going to fake it out, but Moish is going to get the jump on him, and that is going to be the round going to UCF. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to match point on Overpass.
Yeah, the Saints, they will have a bye. That is the one thing to look forward to. You do see the 5 AKs come up from them and a timeout from the Saints. We like to see that as well because typically after they call their timeouts, they come out looking a little bit stronger, more organized, whatever it may be. Look at the side of UCF Black, 4 M4s, 5 M4s, sorry, 4 M4s and an AK. But yeah, like this is kind of what it's concerning, right? Very even buys. If you have to give a favorite in this round, it's got to be to UCF Black just because they're on the defense side of things, right? Where, you know, they can, you know, kind of sit in their positions. It's not up to them to make the move, where the Saints actually have to make the move here. It's going to make things a little bit more difficult on the Saints.
Everything comes down to this for St. Clair. This is the last round potentially of the map and would be the season as well. They have to come up huge if they don't want it to be over, and everything is riding on this. St. Clair moving up this hallway here. We can see Maz going in underground, trying to be that entry fragger, trying to get some vision for his team, and maybe he's get that intel in. See if they can find that early pick. Abyss is going to get tagged down, but he's going to find that first pick up onto Penny. There's the 2K onto Troke. Now St. Clair with a huge man advantage, 5 to 3 currently. As they get closer and closer to that B side, there's going to be Chance going to pick up that bomb. I believe, actually, the rest of his team is posturing around A. Might make that coordinated push. They have the man advantage, and even though UCF has that CT advantage, very difficult for them to zone St. Clair off this push now.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, it's going to really come down to Moish here, huge. And that's actually Hollywood, never mind, finds one. But Chance immediately there for the refrag. Now makes things a 2v4.
Nice.
Moz finds a player, Con. Killer Orbs, last player remaining, and he is going to be right in Tyler's sights, ready to go. Tyler going to send out another molly, really just pushes him down, stops that push from being possible. Now results in Killer Orbs rotating back, sees there's a smoke there, can't push out there either. Tyler just waiting for this push from Killer Orbs coming through bank, and he's going to read it like a book. Tyler finding that frag, 15-12. St. Clair Saints need to find the next 3 rounds to force OT here against UCF Black in map 2 of lower round 2 playoffs.
All right, I want to get hyped, but if we've got 3 more rounds of this, I'm scared I'm going to lose my voice, so I'm going to try it.
It's a pistol round from UCF, though.
It's absolutely easy for St. Clair, then we can hopefully...
Hey,
all right. I didn't say anything. It's, oh, God, it's so hard to win. Oh, no. How is St. Clair going to come out on top? But we've seen them win in harder rounds, and I can have faith in the boys to pull this one together. 12 to 15 in this game. As you mentioned, 3 rounds out from OT. With 5 rifles on the side of St. Clair versus entirely pistols on the side of UCF Black. You can't help but think there's got to be an advantage for St. Clair in this round.
Oh, for sure. And you're really just kind of hoping that these UCF Black Deagles just don't completely pop off if you're from the side of the Saints, right? You just want to really avoid Scammy, Moish, and Hollywood finding those headshots. But, I mean, this is a lot of control over the B site already for the Saints. So they're going to get this down. Tyler finds the opening 3 kills.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. Abyss, you leave it for him, man.
They just spoon-feed it to him at this point. Tyler just eating up those kills. It's going to be a 4K for him. Nearly his 3rd ace of the match. St. Clair still very much in this game.
Yeah, I completely. And you know what, really didn't look like it was that case after the first half, but here we go. You actually do see the Saints really coming huge here. Now, I'd say this is the biggest round for the Saints if they are going to, you know, really try to force this overtime and come out with a win here. It's really going to come down to this round here. The 5 rifles in hand going against the other 5 rifles. Very even by from each team, you know, like exactly identical from each team. And now let's see just how it plays out. That's the question at hand here.
Yeah, it's very big for St. Clair because if they can win this round, not only are they winning rifle v rifle, but they're also forcing UCF into an awkward situation where they basically have to full buy with no economy. Yeah. Really crucial round for St. Clair.
For sure. That's exactly what I was touching on, why this round is so crucial. But just like that, they're at a 3v4 player deficit early in this one. Yes, Penny is lit, but the frag is not coming through. Abyss searching for something here in this B-side. He does see a couple players cross down in a pit. Not too much intel for him, but does get that at least. And now we do see Abyss just continue to hold this position in short. But UCF Black, they are not going to play into Abyss's tricks. You know, they're just going to play it slow. There's no reason to push Abyss here, so they are not going to do so. Do you still see a 3v4 in play here as Abyss continues to challenge this and short. He looks to get a little aggressive here. He actually does, so will it pay off? He gets intel that the one player is left side Graffiti. Tyler, going to go down though.
Oh, this is really dangerous for St. Clair. Abyss in a 1v4 situation. He's currently on the site, but no bomb in hand. Gonna wait for Moist to peek in this corner. He's gonna get the takedown onto Moist. Currently has vision on all the members of UCF, and they know where he is as well, but that is gonna be the kill for Killer Orbs as Abyss peeks to the left and gets taken out when he's not looking. UCF Black coming up huge in game number 2, and that's gonna be the 2-0 to the University of Central Florida. What a crazy series.
Yeah, completely crazy series. You know, that second map, I was very, you know, like invested that the Saints were going to really kind of working on pulling off that comeback. Isn't the case. You do see UCF Black manage to close it out. But honestly, with the score line we saw at half, you kind of hope that UCF Black can close it out at that point, right? Because, I mean, if you can't, like that, there's an issue there. So, but overall, the Saints, they will shut things down. Very good stuff from them to, you know, make that good effort. You got to keep your head high where you can. And, you know, really look at the silver linings of things on how the Saints, you know, they did still find those rounds even after. And one thing that I really do think the Saints, they kind of got them on that roll of finding these rounds, as soon as the guy from UCF Black, Moist, started shooting the body, I mean, the Saints just looked like a different team. You know, if only they could have got that underneath them a little bit earlier in this match.
That's very unfortunate for St. Clair. Of course, it's a tough way to go down to the end of the season, but there's lots of good things to hold on to coming off of this game. Either with all of the clips back to back, the double ace into the 4K on overpass as well. You know, incredible performance from him all series, and really to the rest of the Saints members for enabling each other to actually find these pop-off moments. It is a team game at the end of the day. You know, we can highlight individual players, but in general, St. Clair had an excellent performance. And if you are going to lose a 2-0, at least give it a hard-fought battle on that second map, especially considering how we kind of predicted overpass to go. It's much tighter than I expected it to be.
Oh, for sure. Completely agree with that one. But guys, that is actually going to wrap up our whole CSGO season for the year. And, you know, it was a good run. The boys played some good games. They played some bad games. And they came out ultimately placing top 24 in the Contenders League. Not bad, respectable placing out of 40 teams, you know, placing top 24. You're still in, you know, the upper half kind of thing. So good stuff there from the boys and that side of things. And from our production side of things, let's give a quick little shout out to our sponsors. We would not be able to put on this production scene without them. Huge shout out to St. Clair College Alumni Association, PC Outlet, the Zekelman School of Business and Information Technology, St. Clair College, Tim Hortons, and the St. Clair SRC. Like I was saying, wouldn't be possible to put on this production without them, or you viewers as well would not be able to do this without having you guys tuning in. And Zeddy, you got anything else to touch on, man?
Yeah, absolutely. We got a few more announcements to make. Obviously, you know, that is the end of our CSGO season for the year, but it is not the end of the season for the rest of our varsity teams. If you want to take a look at that schedule, see what we've got coming up down the line. Wednesday at 5 p.m., it is going to be Rocket League on the official NECC channel, so make sure to tune into that. Going into Thursday at 8 p.m., some Rocket League in the Play versus League. Then on Friday, 8 p.m., the Hearthstone team back in the TESPA Collegiate Championship We saw a rough loss last weekend, but hopefully we can make that up for them this weekend. I'll be there again on stream, so make sure to tune into that. And Saturday, 5 p.m., some Overwatch in the Play Versus League, followed by Sunday at 9 p.m., so the official NACE Esports broadcast for Fortnite. So plenty of action still here for the Saints, so make sure to come and support the rest of our teams as they round out their seasons as well.
Yeah, for sure, indeed there. Now, Saints, if you want to get some nice gear like this jacket I got on right now, looking very beautiful, very comfy, Saints Gaming by Acquire Apparel. It is looking fantastic. And man, oh man, do we ever have it all. Shirts, jerseys, sweaters, jackets, masks, whatever you would think of, we got acquire.com/Saints. Sorry, acquire.ca /Saints. But yeah, overall, we do see that St. Clair apparel come through. Very comfy, looks very nice. And if you do want to rep your school, if you're a St. Clair student, or if you just want to rep the squad, you like watching the streams, you like tuning in, you like the apparel, whatever it may be, very nice quality, looks very nice, feels very nice. I know that we can all confirm that, Zeddy. And I mean, I don't know if there's anything else for us to really touch on here besides it was a great season run. They had some wins, they had some losses. You know, like you were saying, not the end of the season for all of our other teams. We still have a lot of action coming your guys' way later this week. And I think I've kind of covered everything here, and unless you got anything else to say.
No, man, I appreciate you joining me on the desk tonight. And of course, a big shout out to Mr. Danners for being here every single day of the week and allowing, you know, people like me and Jackson to actually get up on stream and, you know, get some casts in. So obviously, big thank you to our production team, of course. And, you know, we love having these opportunities. So big thank you to our production team, to our sponsors, and of course to our viewers for coming and supporting the teams tonight. We love having you in chat. Always a fun time on stream. With that being said, my name, as always, is Zeddy, joined alongside Deprived. Thank you so much for tuning into tonight's CSGO Contenders League Championship game, and we hope to see you for the next stream.